The Missions on the Learn tab is the home of our syllabus. It is the best place to start teaching with Yousician. The different levels can serve educators to understand clearly the proficiency of their students. For the students, it is an excellent way to learn, always having a clear understanding of where they're standing on their learning journey and what's ahead of them. As I explained in the previous video, the syllabus is linear. Each level consists of a set of missions, and each mission contains a collection of songs and exercises. The student is required to unlock every exercise and every mission to advance to the next level. This concept is part of the gamified aspect of learning with Yousician, and it can be an excellent goal-setting tool for your students. When going into an exercise or song, we see the number of parts the song is divided into. We also see our progress in the form of stars. Each part can be completed with silver stars and gold stars. You achieve gold stars when you can play a part of a song or the entire song with no mistakes. You can also receive 1 to 3 silver stars per part, depending on the quality of your performance. At the bottom right, you can click on the heart to add this song to your favorites. We also have this menu where you can add the song to one of your collections and also see all the versions of this song available in Yousician. More on how to create collections on a separate video. At the top right corner, we see the leaderboards of this song. There are 3 leaderboards. The leaderboard of players of my same level in this particular instrument, the global leaderboards that display the scores of all Yousician users that have played this particular song, and the scores of all my friends that have tried it as well. At the bottom, we see the main modes, the practice and play or perform mode. The practice mode is one of my favorite tools in Yousician as an educator. Before I explain the features of the practice mode, let's learn what these controls at the left of the screen are. The perform button takes you from the practice mode to the play mode. The restart button will restart your performance from the beginning of the part you're practicing. This button will give you access to the tuner. The notation button opens the notation styles menu. On guitar, ukulele, and bass, you have the option to display your exercises in tablature and note names only, standard notation, standard and fret notation, and standard and tablature combined. The last one is the mixer button that gives you access to the Yousician's virtual amplifier. This feature is useful when playing with electric guitar, electric ukulele, and electric bass. At the bottom right, we see a hand with colored fingers. This shows you the fingering colors of your left hand if you're a right-handed player, or right hand if you're a left-handed player. In Yousician, the notes in the string instruments are displayed in tablature. This means that the numbers represent the frets to be played. In tablature, as well as in Yousician, the top line is the bottom string of your instrument, and the bottom line is the top string or the one closest to you. At the bottom of the screen, we see a visual representation of the full arrangement with each part divided by these yellow lines. These arrows are the loop locators, which are very useful when practicing a phrase or a lick. Just move the locators to the section you want to repeat, and Yousician will loop it for you. At the top right, we have the wonderful tempo slider, which allows you to slow down or increase the speed of a song. Beside the tempo slider is the auto speed button. When enabled, the speed of the song will increase by 5% every time you play correctly the section you're practicing. But if you're inaccurate in your performance, the speed will decrease by 5%. Using a combination of the locators, the tempo slider, and the auto speed button, it is the best way to practice, and it is something that I encourage my students to do. I use it all the time in class, and it is very efficient when practicing or teaching challenging pieces. Moving on, clicking on the arrow besides the auto speed button opens additional settings that can enhance your practice or teaching experience. For example, the Play It For Me button allows you to show to your students how the melody will sound in case you don't have an instrument in hand. If you combine this feature while muting the song, your students will be able to listen to the melody. Now, you can ask them here to play over a section of the song while doubling the melody along with the metronome. The last practice mode setting is the loop leading button. When enabled, it will give you an additional bar before the start of the loop between the locators. Okay, now it is time for me to perform this song. Let's see what's gonna be my score and how many stars I'm gonna get.
Se necesita una poca de gracia y otra cosita y arriba, ay arriba, yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, bam, 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 bam. Una vez que te dije que eras bonita, se te puso la cara coloradita y arriba, ay arriba eres. Yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.
Well done. You can continue to the next exercise.
I hope so far you're getting a better understanding of how Yousician works and how you can implement it with your students. There's still lots to cover, and I will be giving you more insights in videos to come. Yousician is an excellent teaching tool that can be utilized not only in the classroom but during times like these where we must continue our mission remotely. I recommend you start using Yousician with specific goals for your students. For example, assigning the completion of a particular mission or level on the ukulele, piano, or guitar. Or if your students don't have instruments at home, the voice missions and workouts are so educational and fun. You can start by exploring the app yourself once you activate your premium account. I guarantee you will be having a blast and you will be filled with ideas on how to use Yousician with your students. Now, some of you might be wondering how to use Yousician remotely with your students. Well, there are some great tools out there like Zoom, Google Classroom, and Google Hangouts that can facilitate communication with your students. For example, you could use Google Classroom to assign the completion of a mission or a song on Yousician. Then ask your students to upload the screen grab of their progress to the Google Classroom once they've completed their assignment. Also, you could use Google Hangouts to reach an entire group of up to 25 students, or with Zoom of up to 100 students for free. These two applications allow you to share your screen. That way, you can display Yousician for your students and ask them to follow as you play and give instructions. You can ask your students to videotape their performances and upload them to a cloud service such as Dropbox or Google Drive. That way, you can assess them individually and give them feedback accordingly. I'm curious how you will be using Yousician along with the tools available for remote teaching. If you have any ideas, or if you're looking for some advice, I recommend you join our Facebook group, Yousician for Teachers. Let's build a community where we learn from each other to deliver the best music lessons possible using Yousician during this remote teaching period. Stay tuned for more.